Olive Garden.
What about
Olive Garden is the crap. I found out that if you ask politely enough, they will. They're going to give
a whole bowl of
a
mints?
whole bowl of mints, guys. We literally went to our our waitress brought our checks. We gave them our cards, and then we just asked for a couple more mints because who doesn't like the mints at Olive Garden? Let's be honest. If you say you don't, you're dead to me.
A whole bowl of mints.
Yeah, so
she brought us a whole bowl of mints.
Yeah, she leaves and then comes back with a to-go, like, the size of a cereal bowl, a tall cereal bowl, full of these chocolate mints. We have them out on our counter right now.
Refrigerated.
For the 90,000 guests that we might have over. But anyways, that's just a little side story from us.
Yeah, alright.
So, for those of you who don't know, which would be just about everyone. My name is Brent. I go as your boy Brent. This is my number one OG homie.
What's up, guys? I'm Tyson. I'm 6 foot, and if you clap at the end of flights, I don't like you.
Exactly. And something a little bit about us is we both like cars. We both like tattoos. We like shoes, or at least I do. I wouldn't say I know him completely like through and through, but like I definitely like shoes and my tattoos and my car
and jewelry.
We like to ball. Sports. So I'd say sports is probably one of my top likes. Sports and cars.
Yeah.
But today we're going to be talking to you guys a little bit about some of the stuff that has happened in NFL football recently. We don't need to really tell you guys all of the scores, mainly because
a lot of them didn't matter. It's week 17.
Exactly. If you didn't look at the scores already, you're kind of not up to date. In which case, why do you even watch football if you don't know the scores? Okay. But I'm just kidding. Anyways, so some of the main scores that happened. One of the things that I was really surprised with was the Saints and the Saints and the Panthers. Now the Saints, a lot of people came up to me and they were talking about, oh, well, the Saints were like 13-2, and they lost to the Panthers. Well, for all of you people who are talking crap about the Saints losing to the Panthers, I got a newsflash for you. Drew Brees didn't even play in that game. Like, they put in a lot of secondary people because the game didn't matter. Like, they clinched the playoff.
It's not even anything worth talking about. It's just that they already have everything they need, so they're not going to play their good players, starting players, in case of injury. Unless you're the Dallas Cowboys, then you're going to play your starting quarterback the whole game.
Exactly. Like, I mean, which, I don't know. I feel like them playing Dak was, like, I feel like it was risky considering they didn't need to. They didn't have to play Dak actually at all. Like, they could have lost that game and they would have been okay. Like,
the game actually didn't matter, but either way, I kind of could argue both sides. Like, I think it's good that he played the whole game. Obviously, now that we know that he didn't get hurt, because he got all of the reps, so he's not going into the playoffs rusty. He didn't have to take any extra breaks. It's just like a normal week.
One of the things that I noticed is that, like, Baker Mayfield going to the Browns, like, I'd say that was probably one of the better decisions that the Browns made, because if you look at their past track record, it kind of, like, speaks for themselves. I mean, Baker Mayfield...
If you go, 3 seasons with winning a couple of games?
Yeah, if that.
The Browns' final record this season was 7-8-1, and they almost made the playoffs.
Right, and yeah, they almost made the playoffs too. Like, that was the big thing that I was like, because at first, I mean, obviously, like, Pittsburgh Steelers. I like the Steelers, and I think one of the biggest things that shocked me was at the beginning of the season when they tied with the Browns. That definitely raised a flag for me. But yeah,
I laughed.
Yeah, I was a bit distraught about that. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, like, seeing them progress has been really cool, and seeing them like get better. I'm really actually excited to see what the Browns have for next season, because I'm actually quite interested on what they're having. Because I mean, this season was a big, like, change for them, so they're like
Yeah.
going through a lot of changes and stuff. But I think next year it'll
And to finish, to win more games in 1 year than they have in the past however many years, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy for them, and I'm excited to see like what's going on there next year. But going to the topic that's coming up at hand, I'm sure all of you know that like the wild card is coming up, all the wild card games, etc., etc. The people, who do we have in the wild card games?
Well, AFC is Colts at Texans, and then Chargers at Ravens, and then NFC we have Seattle at Dallas and Philadelphia at Chicago.
Okay, so then I would say who do you think is more likely to win in all of these games? Because like I see like the Colts at Texans, I don't even know exactly like what's going on with the Colts and Texans.
I think the Colts are gonna win that game. To
Yeah.
be honest.
I mean, the Texans have been doing good this year, but let's be honest, like I feel like the Colts are gonna kind of.
The Texans lost to the Eagles like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and also like the Chargers at Ravens. I feel like the Chargers are gonna win simply because,
Yeah.
the Chargers have been doing really good this year. Well, they've been doing a lot better, kind of like the Browns. Like I feel like they've been doing better than what they've been like the past couple years. This year has definitely been like a shock for me from several teams. I've seen a lot of different teams kind of come up there in the rankings, and it's honestly been kind of like surprising to me. It's like
Yeah, didn't the Bucks start out like 4-1 or something? Well, obviously they haven't done anything since then, but
right. I mean, yeah, we've seen a lot of teams just kind of just really rise up in different ways that have been really confused. But I mean, I'm excited to see it because I mean, let's face it, it's football and ball is life. So, my biggest thing is like, okay, so if Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes go at it, because I know they did that this last in the season. They went against each other, which by the way, the Patriots won that, right? The Patriots won that game. The Chiefs and the Patriots.
I don't know.
Okay, look that up.
Did they even play?
Yeah, they played each other because I remember watching that game. That was obviously a bigger game. The Patriots are the ones that I was surprised with the most that they haven't been doing too actually hot this year. I was surprised, but I mean,
Their record is pretty good, but I think as me watching it, they've become more of a run-first offense.
yeah,
They're not relying on Tom Brady's back as much as they have been in past seasons.
yeah. My main question is like, when is Tom Brady gonna retire? I know he gets paid a lot and stuff, but like, I feel like this is kind of that part where it's like, okay, he's getting older, like I don't know.
Put that to the side for a second. The Patriots beat the Chiefs 43-40, and that was near the beginning of the season.
Exactly. So I feel like they're going to come like I feel like they're gonna get together again and eventually end up playing a game that'll end up whether it's in the Super Bowl or whether it's in
It's not going to be in the Super
the
Bowl.
playoffs. Okay. Well, whatever the case may be, Brady is not doing as hot as he once was, and then Patrick is actually doing an outstanding job. Let's just talk about.
This is a fantastic rookie season.
Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes has absolutely just blown my mind on the stats that guy has. What are his stats? As far as like,
He got his total yards for the season was 5,097 yards, and his completion percentage was 66%.
exact. That's insane. That is insane for a rookie. Like, that guy has more passing yards than Tom Brady, okay? And I know everyone's like, oh, Tom Brady's, like the GOAT and stuff like that. But, I mean, like, Patrick Mahomes is, like, that's where it's at. The Chiefs got lucky when they got Patrick Mahomes, like, that's for sure. The only
I wouldn't say that yet. I think after a rookie year, how Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, they went 13-3. So I don't think you can judge by 1 year. I don't think it's
That's true. I mean, I think like the guy's got a lot of heart and stuff, but like
He's got a funny voice.
he does have a
Have you
funny
heard it?
voice. I have heard his voice. He showed it to me. Yeah. But I mean, like I the only thing I'm concerned about a little bit with the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes is like when they get like obviously they're going to the playoffs. But the thing that concerns me the most is the fact that Patrick is still a rookie. Like I mean, he's a great quarterback as far as his first season goes. He's a great quarterback in the NFL as we know him right now. But the thing is like he hasn't been where all these other quarterbacks have been, like as far as in the playoffs and stuff like that. I think he's actually the only rookie quarterback that's in the playoffs right now. Or that's like going to the playoffs. I don't think actually any of the other teams have a rookie quarterback as their starter, come to think of it. But
The Ravens do.
the Ravens.
The Bears, I don't know about him. I'm not 100% sure, but I know the Ravens do.
Right. I mean, but like regardless
Yeah.
of that, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I don't know how he's going to act under pressure. That's the thing is like I know that like he's had games and stuff like he's gone against Brady and he's almost won too.
The shootout game against the Rams.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, he obviously, with a team with that good of stats, something's been going right this season. And he has a great team, too. Like, the Chiefs, just altogether, I'm really impressed with the way that they were built this season and the way that they've ran.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think he's going to be able to handle the pressure in the playoffs. Like, I could be wrong, but, like, I don't think he can do it. Because he is a rookie. At the end of the day, he's a rookie, and I don't know if he can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they do have a first round bye, so that's gonna help.
They do. But he's actually second. Patrick Mahomes is actually second top quarterback of the season because he's actually under. I believe it's Ben Roethlisberger for top passing yards. He's second. He's right under him. How many yards does Ben Roethlisberger have? What was it?
It was like 5,120.
120.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 5,129. And what does Patrick have?
5,097.
5,097. So he's not far behind Ben Roethlisberger.
No.
Like, I mean, yeah, the guy's got potential. I just don't know if he's going to be able to handle it in the playoffs. Like, that's my main thing is, like, the playoffs. And that's when you learn who, like, the real, like, player is. Like, you can play all you want in the season, and if you get to the playoffs, that's great, but that's when, like, the big boys come out to play. That's when all of this tension, all of the sacks, and every little move you make could just completely throw your chance to win the Super Bowl or to even go to the
playoffs,
Super Bowl.
everything's so much faster, and everybody, because it's one. If you lose one game, you're done. So everything's faster, harder.
Exactly.
So, we'll find out in a couple weeks.
Now, I did notice that Patrick was also on the list of possible MVPs. The MVPs coming up, I forget who they all were.
It's Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, and Todd Gurley.
Right.
So then almost all quarterbacks, obviously.
Yeah. Except obviously Todd Gurley, running back for the Rams.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Todd Gurley was on there because he's actually not even leading the league in.
That was pretty surprising.
Yeah, he's not even leading the league in rushing. I believe Ezekiel Elliott, that
Yeah.
plays for the Dallas Cowboys, is actually leading the league.
Yep.
So I'm surprised why Todd Gurley's on there. I'm still not quite sure why. But as far as like MVP predictions, I honestly hope that Tom. Like, this is nothing against Tom as a person, but like Tom has not. I don't think Tom has been doing good enough this year to
I
even.
think the past 2 seasons, he should not have been on the list.
Yeah, like I mean.
Like last year they did really good and they lost in the Super Bowl, but I don't think he should have been on the list the past 2 years.
Yeah, I don't feel like. I feel like if we're being completely honest, and this obviously. I'm going to withhold, like, my final answer, I guess, until, obviously, I see the playoffs play out more. But I feel like the MVP this year, I feel like it should go to Austin Mahomes. Like, to be completely... Patrick Mahomes. I feel like, honestly, he deserves an MVP. I mean, we'll see, really, how he really works when he's in his first round of playoffs. But, I mean, I
don't think he's going to win it.
You don't think so?
I think it's going to be Drew Brees.
That's true. Drew Brees has been
crazy. Drew Brees has never won an MVP award.
Yeah, and he's going crazy this year.
And he's a Super Bowl champion.
He's a Super Bowl champion.
Never won an MVP award.
Yeah. I mean, what... Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Todd Gurley is definitely not going to get it. I'm sorry, but I mean, like, the guy, he's a good running back, but he's not even the lead of the league. Like, why would... I don't get why he's in that section of possible, like...
Well,
like
I guess talking it that way, then nobody on the list should be, you know, because if you're saying... Then you would be saying Ben Roethlisberger should be on the list.
That's true. I guess you don't always do it by stats. It's more like overall, like, I mean, on the field, off the field, like, just a bunch of stuff that can play into, like, most, you know, MVP. So, I mean, regardless, like, I feel like any one of those guys on the list, like, I'd be okay with them getting it. I would just prefer that Brady didn't, considering I don't really feel like he's done anything, you know, logical to earn it, other than the fact that everyone's just calling him the GOAT and whatever. How is he the GOAT? Like,
he's got 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah, like, he has 5 Super
8.
Bowls. Yeah, like, I mean, he has 5 Super Bowls. He's been to 8, which is good, but
that's incredible.
Right, but why would that make you an MVP of, you know, of this season? Like,
it doesn't. People. He's like always on the list though.
Yeah, I feel like he's just kind of... let's make room for...
Alright, Patriots fans.
Exactly. Exactly. So, so another thing, like, that has really been, like, grinding my gears this entire season is, like, I'm sorry, like, but what is up with the freaking holding calls? And, like, all the calls that happen, like, just in general. I've been looking this season, and I don't know if it's because I'm looking for it, maybe a little bit more than I was last season, but I have seen ridiculous calls and ridiculous amounts of flags just thrown this season, just for nothing, even, like, logical, because, like...
Did you see the penalty on the Cowboys against the Buccaneers, a delay a game on the defense?
Yeah, what was that about? I literally... You can look this up, okay? This is a real fact. This is something that actually happened. The referees, when the Buccaneers were playing the Dallas Cowboys, the referees threw a flag, and they called delay of game on the defense...
Of the Dallas Cowboys.
Of the Dallas Cowboys for delay of game. Now, I'm not completely savvy in all the land of the NFL, but, like... I was watching that game when it happened, and I was in a restaurant full of people, and I've never heard so much havoc wreaked among so many people, because, like, how do you even do that? Like, no one even talks about it. How does that happen?
In my 19-year life, I have not once heard that.
Neither have I. I thought I knew football, and then they threw that flag, and I was like, whoa. Like, yeah. But I mean... The biggest foul I think I've seen this year, or the biggest penalty I think I've seen this year that has made a huge effect on games is the roughing the passer. Like, I mean, that rule, I get that, like, there should be certain rules put in place for people, you know, to make sure that everyone is in a relative form safe. I understand that, but, like, if you're going to... They're basically trying to make it to where the quarterback has a lot less of a chance of getting hurt, which I understand.
Well, with nowadays, with all the rules, okay, hold on. So going back to holding calls, because you had mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
A few weeks back, the head office said they want more holding calls. They told the referees to call more holding penalties.
Right, which I was super... I don't know how you can make someone call more of something that doesn't happen. Like, I mean, you can't make someone hold more. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Some of the stuff that's been happening in the whole referee world is not really making like a lot of sense to me.
The refs piss me off.
Yeah, I'm not blaming like every game or anything, on just referee calls or anything like that. I'm not that type of guy, but like I feel like we need to like take a look a little bit at some of the ref calls that are being called, simply because some of them aren't logical. I mean, you need an example, like we said, look at the Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. How can you have a delay of game on a defensive end? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, but he is correct. The NFL did say that they wanted more holding calls, which I don't know how that happens, how you would need that, or how you could even get that. But going back to like the roughing the passer, I think something that's the biggest deal for me is like, as someone who's played football before for high school football, I get it's not the NFL, but like, I get that you want to keep the quarterback safe. I get that you don't want people ripping arms off and stuff like that. But like, it's you get paid like so much money to play football, and you're gonna complain about people hitting. Like, I mean, this is American football. This is easy. Like, if you get hit, you get hit. Go ahead, take your paycheck and take the hit like a man. It doesn't make any sense why the NFL would even make a rule like that, because it used to be, obviously, there wasn't like a roughing the passer to where, because roughing the passer is now when the ball leaves their hand and you...
It's not even that. If you sack the quarterback and you land on top of him, you can get a roughing the passer.
Right.
It happened to the Vikings against the Jaguars.
Exactly. And I've seen, I can't even think of how many games I've seen this season to where it just affects so much, like it affects the team so much on just calling. And some of them are like, I get that if you directly look at someone, watch them throw it, and then you hit them, you should get a roughing the passer call. Like I think roughing the passer should still be a call. But all I'm saying is, like, if someone's going for you to sack you and you're not supposed to make helmet-to-helmet contact, like you're not supposed to lead with your head, you have to obviously lower yourself a little bit to where you can safely and appropriately tackle them. If the ball leaves their hand and you cannot visually see that, I don't think you should get called for that. Like,
well, when you tackle, you're supposed to have your head up.
Well, yeah, like you're supposed to have your head up, but there are times when you can't see when the ball has left their hand, Like you'll be holding on to them to tackle them, and they'll release the ball, and you'll still get a call for it. And I don't understand how someone could call that if you're not even sometimes you're not even aware of what's going on.
Well, there's been 114 roughing the passer calls this year.
Exactly. Like, I mean, and it's not a lot different from last season, which I believe was 107.
Yeah.
But the thing is too,
1,491 yards is how many yards the 114 penalties, like.
How much it cost everyone altogether?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yardage wise.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at that alone, it's just, like, just play football. Like, honestly, that's just basically where I'm coming from. Now, like, talking on a more exciting subject, I know it's a little early, but, like, as far as, like, Super Bowl predictions go, what's your stab in the dark? I'm kind of interested to hear what you have to think about.
That's tough. Obviously, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I want them to go.
Right. You also want to be unbiased.
Right. Honestly, I think if being 100% unbiased, I think the NFC Championship game will be the Saints and the Rams again.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I want the Saints, if that is the case, to win that game. So then they're in the Super Bowl. And then I want to say the AFC Championship will be the Chiefs and the Chargers. And then I would want the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. So I want the Chiefs and the Saints. And then I would want the Saints to win.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Dallas definitely has that potential. I know that sometimes they've been known.
I think it depends on who shows up. If Dak Prescott the Dak Prescott of 2016 shows up, and the Ezekiel Elliott that wants to score some touchdowns and hit some people, and if our defense shows up like when the defense showed up when we played the Saints,
Yeah.
then I think we have a great chance. But that 4 games they need to show up in a row.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
We play the Seahawks this week.
yeah, you play them the 5th it's at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. So, I mean, I'm super like just I did not think that it was gonna come down to this for wild cards. Like I didn't think there was gonna be these types of teams. To be completely honest, I just don't think the Eagles have what it takes to get to a.
Well, the Eagles play the Bears.
Yeah,
And if the offensive line for the Eagles cannot block Khalil Mack, then they won't win.
right. Like I mean,
That's what I have to say about that game.
yeah, it's kind. It's really up to. It's really about who shows up and who doesn't. And like I said, a lot of things change when you see the playoffs because there is a lot of pressure. Like it's do or die. You're in or you're out. So. You tend to see another side of a football team and individuals as like people because you see what they do under pressure. Like this isn't no season game anymore. You are in or you're out. This is the like ride or die type deal. Like so I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand. So I don't.
What are your Super Bowl predictions?
My Super Bowl predictions. I'm thinking maybe the Cowboys, maybe, and I am trying to be. This is assuming that the Cowboys show up because I know that the Cowboys. I know that they have what it takes.
They have so much young talent.
Exactly.
They just need to put it all together.
Right. I know that they have what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. It's a matter of if they can dig deep and if they can look and just bring it out. Like I said, I mean it's all about the individuals in the playoffs and how they play because it's all under pressure. So it's like, but if you can hone that pressure and you can use it, like for your better good, I feel like the Cowboys could get to the Super Bowl. Clearly they have a chance, but I mean like,
right.
I think
they'll beat Seattle. I think they'll beat Seattle.
Yeah,
it's at Dallas too.
Exactly, and like the Seahawks are a good team, but I don't think the Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
You know, Russell Wilson. I like Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell's a good guy.
You know, I think watching Dak and Russell, like, not head to head, but like, play their game. I think, Russell Wilson is a better version of Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott... Actually, okay, I'm not going to say that. I think Dak Prescott's a better leader and influencer, I guess you could say. But I think the way they play on the field, it looks as if Russell Wilson is a little bit better version of Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
He has been in the league a couple more years. But that's where I stand on it.
Yeah, I know that Russell Wilson. I loved watching Russell Wilson scramble whenever he scrambles. I don't know why, but
his first 2 years were fun to watch him.
Yeah, for sure. His first 2 years were great. I love watching quarterbacks scramble because it's like they really. I think I like that about Dak too. Is like when he sets his mind to it, like some of the scrambles that guys have. I mean he's so in sync with his team. I feel like maybe. I know that both of these quarterbacks are obviously not rookies. The Seahawks and the Cowboys are obviously not rookies, so they've been here before. I just know that I feel like Dak just has a better, he's got like more like what you said. Yeah, well, he's just got more of this leadership thing, and he's more influencing, I think, of his team than Russell may be of the Seahawks. Like I feel like Dak has more of a connection, and they're just more of like a unit. Versus the Seahawks, I feel like are just less of one. That's just how I feel. And then the Eagles, you know, is Nick Foles even playing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think he got cleared.
okay, so obviously
Carson Wentz is out.
Yeah, Carson
I
Wentz
don't-
is starting to look like a Tony Romo, but
Well, Tony Romo was a great quarterback.
no, oh that's true. That's true. Minus the great quarterback. I'm just kidding. But like, as far as the whole injury thing goes, I don't even understand. I do know that if I was Carson Wentz and I
I'd be
saw
upset.
yeah, if I was Carson Wentz, I'd be upset. But if I saw them go to another Super Bowl, I would be even more upset because that would be obviously the second time in a row that they went to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I don't.
Nick Foles is always just taking them.
You know what threw me off so much is at the beginning of this season, when they started Carson Wentz, I don't think he was fully recovered.
I don't think he was either because they talked about that a lot, and I was watching him like in the first game of the season for the Eagles. He didn't look. I feel like honestly they played him a little too soon.
I think the whole season it showed.
Yeah, like they just. I feel like they played him too soon. I don't know why you'd have to play him so soon. I feel like you could have kept playing Nick for a while, Nick Foles for a while, and then you could have put Carson back in.
I think that's.
And I think
You might not even had to put Carson back in.
Exactly.
Nick Foles, he Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah. As a second string.
And he's sitting on the bench.
Exactly.
Well, now he's not, but the whole season.
Yeah, the whole season he was sitting on the bench, and I feel like Carson's career.
I don't think his career. You know, this is what my mind is. I think the way he was playing this year. One, I don't think he ever fully recovered. Two, I think he wasn't playing to his full potential because he knew in his mind, I think he knows, or at least he hopes, or he thinks, or some sort, that he's not going to be playing on the Eagles, like, for very long. I feel like he's going to get traded or something like that.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think that Carson's career was, like, jeopardized by the decision to put him in to what I feel like was a little early, but I feel like it could have been because I don't think like you said, I don't think that they needed to put him in as early. I don't think they needed to put him in until at least like half the season or something.
What's his injury now? Like something with his back?
Yeah, it's something with his back. He had I forget what happened exactly. But he had gotten obviously injured again with something with his back, and they took him out again. But it's like the guy is just, he's either really susceptible to injury or, I mean, he just needs a better O-line, like, or something. I don't know, but yeah. So, so I feel like, honestly, end to end, like, the Bears are going to beat the Eagles, Sunday the 6th. That's also playing at 4:40 p.m.
And it's at Bears, too.
Yeah, and it's at Bears, too. I just don't think... I feel like that's going to be a little bit... Because Nick Foles, while he played a lot, or while he played last season, and they won a Super Bowl and stuff, I know that Nick Foles was training a lot with the Eagles, you know, in the off-season and stuff. Like, he gets his reps in, and I know that he's been getting a little closer to the team as far as, like, connection and everything goes. But I don't think you can just have a whole team work under Carson the entire season and then just switch to Nick Foles. I mean,
they did it last year.
Yeah, like they did it last year.
But last year they had a lot more, but in my mind, a lot more better players. They had a lot more great depth at the running back position.
Right. And I mean, you could, obviously you could go to the Super Bowl, but let's be honest, I feel like the Bears have been rising up like this year, and I think the Bears have what it takes to go. But as far as looking at like the Chargers and the Ravens, I don't know exactly who I think would win that game.
I think it's gonna be the Chargers.
Yeah, like
Ravens got a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I don't
know how well his arm is.
The rookie quarterback for the Ravens?
Yeah.
Who is the rookie quarterback for the
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
I
don't know.
I think he ran in his first game. I think he ran the ball 18 times.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about Lamar
As
Jackson.
a quarterback, ran the ball 18 times.
I don't know. I know he's younger than Phillip Rivers.
A lot younger.
Yeah, like a lot younger. And I know we're probably not going to see Phillip Rivers have a lot of, scrambles. I could be wrong, but, I mean, let's be honest. The older you get, the less you scramble most of the time. I mean, look at Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers. So, I feel like the Chargers are going to win just because they have more of a seasoned quarterback, and I'd say probably a little bit more seasoned players too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how I feel about that. I'm not quite sure where they're going to go after that, but we'll obviously have to wait and see.
So what's your Super Bowl prediction? Who do you think is going to go to the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl prediction, I think. I want to say the Chargers and probably the Bears, honestly.
Really?
I feel like it's going to be the Chargers and the Bears. I don't know why, but I just have this feeling like it's going to be the Chargers and the Bears. I could be, but think about it.
What's your reasoning?
Well, okay, for the sake, let's put aside,
This is what I think with the Bears. If you can block Khalil Mack, then you're going to win. They don't have a very high-powered offense,
right.
and Khalil Mack is Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Raiders traded him. Same with Amari Cooper. Whatever, but...
Yeah, either that or,
If you can contain and block Khalil Mack, then your chances are a lot higher than if you can't, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously I could be wrong. I feel like I might be wrong. But, both teams haven't been to a Super Bowl in quite a while.
That's your reason?
Well, no, but they're good. They're a good team. There's a lot of good teams. There's a lot of good potential. I know that's obviously what gets you to the playoffs, but as far as the Saints, the Rams, the Chiefs, the Bears aren't doing bad. The Chargers.
They got the number 3 seed in the NFC.
Exactly. So it's there's a lot of good teams. I just know that whatever happens, the Super Bowl is either going to be 2 good teams or it's going to be a good team and maybe a less good team simply because of the strong takeout in the playoffs. So
I think the AFC. I think the Chiefs have the AFC.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know. Did they win? Yeah. Did they win against the Chargers? Because didn't they?
I'm not sure.
I think they played the Chargers this season. For the sake of fact checking it, look it up real quick. The Chargers and the Chiefs. I think that the Chiefs actually lost to the Chargers. But I could be wrong. I just don't. I don't know. It's a big toss up, but those are kind of my predictions.
Yeah, the Chargers beat the Chiefs by a point.
Yeah, they beat them by a point, which obviously
That was actually the 13th of December. So it's pretty recent.
Yeah, so that was pretty.
It was
recent.
28-29. So you can't just
Right.
be like, yeah.
It wasn't it wasn't a blowout or anything, and it's not. But I feel like definitely. I know that this year's playoffs is going to be a good playoffs, just because we have a lot of good teams with a lot of good potential. But it's just a matter of.
I was hoping the Browns would make the playoffs.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for the Browns that they would make the playoffs. I didn't honestly think that they were going to go to a Super Bowl, but
I didn't think so either.
it would be cool to watch them in the playoffs.
When was the last time they made the playoffs? I'm gonna look that up too.
Yeah, the Browns haven't made a playoff. Obviously, in the last 3 years, but before that, I don't know. One of the biggest things, I noticed is one thing that I thought about this week was
Seasons since playoff win is 21. 21 seasons since a playoff win.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'd have been a little bit happy if they'd have won this year just because I feel like they definitely worked harder and better as a team, obviously, than they had the last couple of years. So,
Chicago. Cincinnati Bengals, 28 seasons. Remember when they almost beat the Steelers, but what's-his-face hit Antonio Brown to get him into field goal range? Like, the ball was overthrown, and he just clapped Antonio Brown.
yeah.
I think they carted him off the field. That was
Yeah.
like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. I forget who had hit him, but I remember.
Number 55. I don't remember who it
Yeah.
was, but...
But yeah, but one of the things I have to like kind of pick a bone with is like the call that was made with the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, was this last week?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, last week. The call.
Week 17.
Right, the week 17. Now the call, everyone I'm sure knows what I'm talking about when I talk about the call that
When Saquon Barkley.
yes, Saquon Barkley went to dive into the end zone, which by the way, insane
When he
leap.
jumped like 4 yards, 3 yards.
Yeah, it was 3 yards. He jumped like 3 yards into the end zone.
Yeah.
Now the whole the whole conflict was whether or not the ball
Crossed the plane.
crossed the plane. And I had seen it, I'd looked at it a crap ton of times from the angle of the goal line. And I feel like, honestly,
It was so close.
it was such a close call. And honestly, it's kind of like, it could have gone either way and people would have still been pissed about it. But like my personal opinion was, and this is unbiased too, simply because, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but
Right.
like looking at it, I feel like it should have been an interception or a fumble.
It would have been an interception too. Well, it's not a quarterback.
Yeah, a fumble.
It
a
never
fumble.
hit the ground.
Right,
So I
so
thought that was pretty cool.
Interception / a fumble / whatever. So, but no, I feel like it was with the Cowboys. Like I feel like they got it. I was honestly just kind of okay with the call because it was like, I mean, it was
Dallas still won. I mean,
Dallas still won, so it's not like it affected the tides necessarily, because they got that play anyways. But like it was so close, it was ridiculously close. So I mean, you know, it at that point you got to rely on the refs, which, you know, obviously we have some.
it's
that
the
call.
human eye.
Yeah, it's the human eye at that point. They send it to New York, obviously, and they take a look at it. But at that point, it's like, it wasn't. They could have lost it anyways. That game didn't matter anyways. So, which you know explains why they had.
Momentum wise, though, I think it's good that the Dallas Cowboys won because. What did they win? They were 3-5. They won the 7 of their last 8 games. Yeah, they won 7 of their last 8 games because they lost to the Colts.
Right.
And I think winning that last one is going and having the momentum to go into the playoffs. That's just what I think.
I agree.
I think that's why Dak played the whole game. And also so he could get the reps and throw the ball around because he doesn't have the best arm in the league.
Yeah. So I know we had talked about it a while ago, but the passing leader of the league, who was that?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger, and his yards
was 5,129.
5,129. With obviously, like we said, Patrick Mahomes. He's in the second, and then in the third is Tom Brady with
I'm not sure.
4,355 passing yards. So, which, like I said, I mean that's a significant amount less than Ben and Patrick. So it's kind of, I don't know. My thoughts about Tom Brady were kind of
skewed.
Like a couple years ago. Like, I get that they're going to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I just feel like he's getting old, and I feel like people are talking about him being in his prime right now, and I feel like that's definitely
I heard
out of
an
question.
I heard an interview where he said that he's gonna be back next year.
He's gonna play till he's paralyzed on the field. I'm pretty
Unless,
sure.
I mean,
like-
unless something happens, I'm not sure. But
Right. I mean, he gets money, so it's kind of like, would you go back if you got paid? Like,
well, I mean, that's a very controversial topic, but
yeah, true. I mean, at that point, it's basically based off what's best for the team. If
and
you
what's
wanna-
best for the player, like in his social life and
Yeah, and his just physical life.
yeah, life on and off the field.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens with Tom next year, but
Or
the-
even the rest of this year.
yeah, or even the rest of this year. We'll kind of see. Obviously, it's up to him on what's happening next year, and it's up to the Patriots. I don't think he has like a long contract or anything, does he?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he does. Maybe because he keeps.
I mean, he can retire at any time.
Yeah, that's true. But the rushing leader of the league as of week 17 would be Ezekiel Elliott. Go figure. That guy is a beast.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I
that.
think if he wouldn't have missed 6 games last season from suspension, he would have got a second title.
Oh, me too, for sure. I didn't agree with his suspension last year, anyways. But that's a whole another topic.
That's
But, yeah, but I mean, I agree completely. I think he would have gotten the second as well. Like, I don't know. I feel like he missed a lot of good games and a lot of good yards because of that. But that's
well,
in the
that's
past.
6 games. You think if you got 100-yard games, that's 600 yards.
Yeah, exactly. Which is crazy. I mean, and Zeke is such a great runner. I mean,
You never see him fall backwards.
exactly. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen him fall backwards now that I think about it. But and then receiving in the
Was Julio Jones
Julio Jones.
on the Falcons.
Exactly. How
With
many yards?
1,677.
That is outstanding.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be Julio Jones, to be completely honest. I mean, I know Antonio Brown does really good. I know
He didn't
that.
play week 17.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently, he got into an altercation with Ben Roethlisberger and the head coach, Mike something. Anyways, yeah, he didn't play week 17.
Yeah, I'd heard about the altercation, but I wasn't quite sure.
And he missed practice.
And he missed practice. Which, by the way, well, let me finish real quick with saying, like, I didn't think it was gonna be Julio Jones. I thought it could have been like Amari Cooper. I was thinking
Actually,
maybe
he got over 1,000 yards receiving.
exactly. Yeah, no, like Amari Cooper's good. I just didn't think it was. Gonna
I thought it was surprising because he barely had anything on when he was on the Raiders.
Yeah.
And then they brought him to the Cowboys, and I think he led the league from that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not like the total, but like from like what week did he come? He came the week before they played the Titans. So their bye week. The Cowboys' bye week is when he came. But from that point on, I think he was leading from that point on.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, all that being said, I mean, I'm happy for Julio Jones.
He's an absolutely amazing athlete.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. I think he's got a lot of potential still. He's got a lot of gas left in the tank. But I am super excited to see what happens in the next from now to the Super Bowl. I'm super stoked. I think whatever team goes, honestly, to the Super Bowl, I think I'm okay with watching the game. I know a lot of people are like, if so and so goes, I'm not even watching the Super Bowl. You know what? It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Winning is winning. Okay, so just like deal with it. I'm just excited to see what's like. I'm kind of on pins and needles on what's gonna happen in the next couple weeks. But regardless of that, I mean, I think everyone's got a pretty solid team, and
Yeah.
everyone's pretty ready to go. So, anyways, if you liked this video, thank you. If you haven't,
Like, comment, and share.
like, comment,
Subscribe,
and share.
and turn on the bell notifications.
Exactly. That means that we get, we get to talk to you more, and we get to show you more and more podcasts.
And
if you don't like this podcast, that's okay, because
leave us a comment.
Exactly. Let us know. And I mean, also, like, we come out with podcasts about a bunch of different things. So if you think we're talking about football constantly, well, guess what? Football doesn't happen all year.
Yeah.
Season's coming to a near close, so it's a couple months. But even then, too, we talk about a lot of things. You already heard our interests. We like cars. We like shoes. We're probably not going to talk about shoes, honestly, but I mean...
We might. Who knows?
It's true. You never know.
Motorcycles, tattoos, all the fun stuff.
And if you have stuff that you want us to talk about, just let us know. Message us, comment below.
Yeah.
But regardless...
We can do anything. Car videos, motorcycle videos.
Yeah. This was brought up to us by a couple people that they wanted us to talk a little bit about football. And I think that was sturdy. I mean, like, I enjoy talking about a lot of things, so if you guys have anything, like I said, just let us know, and we will be sure to look it up and stuff. We like to fact check a lot of things, but as far as some things go, we're not going to promise to talk about it, but we will definitely look it up and let you know for sure. So we hope you all have a great rest of your day. Happy New Year from both of us here in Pennsylvania, and stay safe and drive safe.
Peace.